Good morning, traders. I'm Emily Advani, the CEO of the Investment Banking Institute and your host here at NewsWare's Trade Talk. Joining me is trading anchor Bill Olson, who brings more than 30 years of institutional trading experience to our program. At Trade Talk, we provide the facts, themes, and trading ideas for the day ahead. Today is Monday, January 27th. Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla, oh my, big name earnings are in focus this week, along with the upcoming FOMC and ECB meetings. On Friday, markets hit a downward trend and all three major indices closed in the red. The Dow gave up 140 points or 0.32%. The S&P 500 shed 17 points or just about 0.25%. The Nasdaq dropped 99 points or 0.5%. Bill, let's get into a new week with what is happening in the markets this morning.
Yes, good morning, Emily. I'm seeing red. The S&Ps were down 2.06%. That's pretty ugly. They're coming back a little bit from where, because they were down a lot more. But we're still going to be in negative territory. We'll probably, touch those lows again today. And what's causing it? Hey, weakness in tech shares. We've been riding this roller coaster reign of tech shares, go moving higher without any stop. Well, we finally hit a hurdle because there's a Chinese AI startup, DeepSeek. They're said to have created a large language model, which is highly compatible to OpenAI's model, but uses lower end chips. And they're able to produce results that are close to what you're seeing from these other AI models, but at a much cheaper price. It's DeepSeek source code is going to be reviewed. I mean, they're going to be looking to tear it apart. They're going to be looking to see how they did it. Did they use more chips, and did they just throw more chips at it in order to resolve the issue? Did they actually use better language models? I mean, these large language models are very expensive, and if somebody's out there doing it on the cheap, that's a huge blow to tech, because tech is used to these high valuations. What else do we have out there? Oh, Donald Trump. He threatened 25% tariffs on Colombia over this weekend because Colombia would not take in planes with refugees from the United States. Colombia agreed to take back and repatriate these migrants, so the tariffs are no longer in play. But he was really coming down hard on this one. We do, as you mentioned, we do have two central bank meetings going on this week. FOMC on Wednesday, we got an announcement, and the ECB, they're going to be announcing on Thursday. Now, the ECB is likely to cut rates by 25 basis points. The FOMC, they're not going to change anything. They're going to stand still, which is what to be expected. And in terms of earnings, I mean, tomorrow earnings, we got Boeing. They already pre-reported, but there's still going to be volatility when they report. But also tomorrow morning, we got JetBlue, Lockheed Martin, we got Raytheon. These are all set to report. But the big news story right now is DeepSeek. The news is going to be hard for the market to overcome this morning, but the model was really solely created as a cheap alternative. And despite the strong benchmark performance, some of the model's output don't always meet expectations in terms of presentation and polish. So, but the point is, it's a cheap alternative. It is a knockoff. We'll get more on this as the day goes through, but that's what's moving the market today. And then now we're taking a look overseas, and we're showing the DAX. The DAX is down 183 points. It's 0.86% with weakness in tech. Now, there are certain sectors that are trading higher, but the weakness in tech is just, engulfing the indexes in Europe this morning. You're looking at the FTSE. FTSE's down 20 points or 0.23%. You're looking at the CAC. The CAC is down 49 points or 0.63%. The central bank meetings may have a little bit of effect, but the markets are typically cautious going into central bank meetings. They don't sell off or jump ahead of bank announcements. Then we're looking last night in Asia. We're looking at the Nikkei. The Nikkei fell 366 points or 0.92%. Mainly because of tariff action and tech and selling of tech shares. And then we're looking at Hong Kong. Now, Hong Kong actually gained 0.66 or 131 points. They reacted positively to, the news that these Chinese insurers have received regulatory approval to invest, 7.25 billion in stocks. Shanghai market, was essentially flat, down 0.06%. economic data came in slightly weak. But, the fact of the matter is the Chinese Shanghai index, it's closed for the rest of the week. They got that Chinese New Year, the year of the snake. Those markets close for like six, trading days. So it's going to be closed for the rest of the week. So the fact that it was flat, closed today just means there wasn't a whole lot of people there. They've already started their weekend. So the Shanghai was not a big mover last night. Then we're taking a look at oil. Like, I was watching oil. Oil was trading higher. Now it's trading lower. It was higher by about 0.3%. Then it was lower by 0.3%. Now it's down 0.8% lower. I mean, you got WTI at $74.04. You got Brent at $77.84. I mean, Trump is out there calling for increased oil, OPEC production. OPEC says, well, we're going to stick to our plan, which is to increase production in April. We'll see what happens with this, but the oil is moving lower this morning. We'll see, if it can break that $74 barrier today for WTI. But that's what I have for you in terms of a morning market update, Emily.
And Bill, as you mentioned, a big tick to the downward side this morning as that news came out of China with their large language model. And so tech is taking a hit, but as you've pointed out, we're still keeping track of plenty of other news and information. And given that, we're able to look for opportunities in all this volatility, and you'll be doing that today and throughout the week. One area that will be hot this week is earnings action, and we will get to that first here on this Monday morning. Bill, what is going on in terms of earnings?
Well, let's talk about what has happened. We got AT&T, ticker T as in Tom. I mean, listen, they beat by 3 cents. They did do it on higher revenue. They did do it on higher revenue, and the wireless subscriber growth surpassed expectations. You look at AT&T; it's up 2.3% this morning. Then there's Bank of Hawaii, ticker BOH, Boy Oscar Henry. They beat by 2 cents, so that's positive as well. Now, upcoming, tomorrow morning we got a number of good reports coming out. I mean, wow, JetBlue, ticker JBLU, their EPS is for a loss of 30 cents. Expected move is 9.91%. Put call ratio is 0.58. Then you get some of the bigger names like General Motors. They're coming out tomorrow morning. Their EPS is $1.75. Expected move is 6.73%. Boeing, they pre-released, it was a pretty ugly report, but nothing that wasn't really expected after the work stoppage that they had. But tomorrow morning, they are going to send out another report. And then we also have Lockheed Martin, ticker LMT, Larry Michael Tom. Their EPS is $6.60 and expected move is 3.86%. RTX Corp, Richard Tom X-Ray, their EPS is $1.37. The expected move is 4.64% when they release tomorrow morning, Emily.
Bill, you'll be keeping track of all of those earnings using your NewsWare and your NewsWare alert set up for that. You're also going to be keeping track of economic events throughout the week. We do have those central bank meetings upcoming, the 2-day FOMC meeting starting tomorrow. But in the meantime, a couple of economic reports to be watching today. So, Bill, what is going on in terms of economic events?
Yeah, today we get new homes. We get new home sales, 10 a.m. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. 10:30 a.m. we get the Dallas Fed manufacturing survey. All right. Um, key economic issue for the week, obviously, is the FOMC meeting with Powell's press conference. Because Powell's press conference is likely to create volatility, and he's gonna restate the Fed's policy of rates being done meeting by meeting, and everything's going to be data based. So we'll have to wait and see. But that FOMC meeting starts tomorrow, and that's the key economic event for the week, Emily.
And another area that you're keeping track of this morning, as you do every morning, are other market moving events using your NewsWare. You get those earnings releases as soon as they come out with your NewsWare alert, any economic reports and events. And as you mentioned, those comments from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, you will get those as they hit the tape using your NewsWare. And you're using your NewsWare to look at things like merger news, guidance news, shareholders meetings, other catalysts. You're looking at your stocks grouped together, like your FANG stocks and your Dow 30 stocks. And this way you can really see what's happening during the trading day, ahead of the trading day. So, Bill, what else do you see is possibly moving the markets today?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just doing a quick data check right now, and I'm just kind of like seeing what is out there, and I'm showing 14 Dow stocks higher, 16 lower. I'm looking at my FANG stocks, and they're all trading lower, with the exception of Apple, which is showing a gain of about the 0.25%. So that is kind of positive, that they were able to cross over in the pre-market to positive. In terms of news in the tape, like Amazon, ticker AMZN, down 3.58%. Most of it's due to the AI issue with DeepSeek, but Amazon is opening up discussions with government officials in Canada over their shutdown of that Quebec outset of over that production facility in Quebec. Meta Platforms, ticker META. We're looking at the stock is down 1.7% this morning. It was down a lot more. But they set up a war room to analyze DeepSeek's technology. Netflix, ticker NFLX. I mean, the stock's down 1.59%. They appear unlikely to bid on any upcoming full seasons for sporting events, and they're expected to really continue their, pick and choose key sporting events for live streaming. Tesla, ticker TSLA, down 2.75% this morning. Tesla's Shanghai subsidiary is taking the EU to court. Interesting. Um, then we're talking, Dow Jones 30 stocks, and you got to start off with Nvidia, which is down 11.46% this morning. Markets questioning the need for high-end chips due to DeepSeek's data. United Healthcare, ticker UNH, their estimates that recent hack impacted 190 million people. Wow. Boeing, ticker BA. I mean, the stock is down slightly. I mean, it was but they're said to be considering the sale of some assets to shore up their balance sheet. That's interesting. In terms of merger news, we're talking, U.S. Steel, ticker X. Okay, there's an activist firm, Ancora. They're pushing U.S. Steel to drop their merger deal with Nippon Steel. They're creating a proxy fight here. Now, they only own 0.18% of the company, so it's not even 1%. But we'll see if anything comes out of this. Ticker AZPN, Apple, Zebra, Paul, Nancy, Emerson Electric to buy the rest of Aspen Technology for $265 a share in cash. We're talking guidance. We're talking AT&T. They see full year 2025 adjusted EPS $1.97 to $2.07. Now, the street estimate's $2.18. That's a downtick. The stock is trading higher. SoFi Technologies, ticker SOFI, Sam, Oscar, Frank, India. They see full year 2025 EPS 25 cents to 27 cents. Street estimates 25 cents. That's an uptick. What do we got? CCLD, Charlie, Larry, David. Shareholders meeting. They're holding a special meeting of shareholders today. Brookfield Asset Management, BAM, Boy Apple Mary, they're having a special shareholders meeting today at 10 a.m. In terms of catalyst called BL, Black Line. Citibank opens up a 90-day positive catalyst watch into earnings. WK, William Kilo, Workova, Citibank opens up a 90-day positive catalyst watch on the stock into earnings. That's what I have for you about news in the tape this morning, Emily.
This is the type of data that NewsWare delivers daily. It's factual, it's market moving, and our alerting functions bring it to your attention as it happens. Go to www.newsware.com now and sign up for the trial and see for yourself the benefits that professional Newswire delivers. We've now made it to that time of the show for the Trade Talk pick of the day. Bill, it might be down day as we start the morning, but you're still looking for opportunities. So what is your pick of the day today?
I'm going with RTX, Richard Tom X-Ray. This is RTX Corp. Earnings are out tomorrow morning. EPS is $1.37. Expected move is 4.64%. You're looking at Friday's call volume, 6,342 versus 3,151. That's 2 to 1. Call open interest 103, 286 to 85, 265. Very positive. Major brokers like the stock. They're raising price targets. Now, for me, I'm looking to get in 125 and a half to 120 to 126. I really like it at 125 and a half. I'm willing to go up to 126. Stocks trading 126.6 right now. I do expect to see some weakness going with the market opening up on the downside. I think it could push the stock and create that opportunity. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. But RTX, Richard Tom X-Ray, that's my pick of the day, Emily.
Bill, you're Looking at your solid strategy there, earnings play, specific entry point, putting the data together to make that pick today. And coming up, we'll do a recap on Friday's pick of the day to see how that one worked out. But first, let's take a look at the current breaking headlines that have hit the tape in our hot off the press segment. Bill, take it away.
Okay, what do we see here today? Chinese retailers trading higher. I mean, the news with China is actually positive for the retail stocks. UMG, Uncle Mary Grace, they announced a multi-year agreement with Spotify, SBOT. Trump invited to deliver address to Congress on Tuesday, March 4th. TDS, Tom David Sam, Telephone and Data appoints Walter Carlson as CEO effective Feb 1. Biogen, ticker BIIB, they get FDA nod for their Alzheimer's drug maintenance dosing. Pfizer, ticker PFE, they're going to be paying $60 million to settle allegations that a subsidiary pushed incentive for prescriptions. BMY had some positive news on their cancer drug. JP Morgan, Bank of America, they're set to lobby the White House and Congress to defend themselves over accusations by Donald Trump and others that they have shut down accounts of conservative customers on political grounds. Oracle, I mean, listen, Donald Trump says he's not talking, that Oracle's not really involved in it, or he's not talking to Larry Ellison about it, but it seems like Oracle is, kind of one of the companies that could be taking over TikTok. That's all I'm seeing this morning, Emily.
Okay, Bill, before we dive into trading on this Monday, let's do that check-in on Friday's pick of the day, which was Novo Nordisk. Now, you made this pick following some positive news with their obesity drug, and in European exchanges, the shares were much higher following that news and making it once again Europe's most valuable company. It had lost the crown of that title to French luxury group LVMH the previous week because of concerns of the price of its drugs in the US, but it was back up in Europe on Friday. But how did we do here on US soil? How did your call work out?
I made money on it. I mean, stock opened up at 89.97, and I was saying, listen, it was trading like 93, and I was like, listen, I'm not paying 93. I got to wait for a discount. And I was thinking, 89, but when it opened, I saw it was moving lower, so I just sat back and waited, and next thing you know, I was able to get a trade off at 87.05, $87.05, and then it ran up. It ran up, and I got out at 87.94. That's 1% right there. Stock closed out the day at 87.97, but I was able to pull up my 1%. I was happy. It was a winner for me. So, take it and bank it.
Consistency is key there, Bill, with that 1%. And we will check in with you tomorrow about today's RTX pick of the day. Bill, thank you as always for your expert insight. Join us back here tomorrow and each weekday morning at NewsWare's Trade Talk when we provide the facts, themes, and trading ideas for the day ahead. Again, I'm your host, Emily Bonney, here with trading anchor Bill Olson. Traders, you know what to do. Let's go out there and make some green.